You might have a question that looks similar to this. Explain the importance of the Lord's Prayer for Catholics. Now, on an explain question, we would always sort of advise trying to make a firstly, a secondly, and a finally point with as many sources of evidence as you can, at least 2, 3, if you could get them, one for each point you're making. On this one, though, very quickly, what we would look to include would be this. And again, this is not a complete answer. These are just things that might run through our heads when we see this question. If you want to see us answer this question, we have got a video on that. Just check the links out at the end of the video. But firstly then, why is the Lord's Prayer important? It's important because it was taught by Jesus. Jesus taught it directly, did it at the Sermon on the Mount. So Jesus taught it directly. And today it's seen as the perfect model of prayer. Perfect model of prayer. So that's one reason why it is important. Secondly, it's important because it unites all Christians. So it's shared across all Christianity. And if you remember, the word Catholic means universal, and this is a universal prayer. So it's today, it's despite slight wording differences, the core message is the same, and it is exactly the same as it was in Jesus's time. So the core message is the same. It's also important vitally because it's known as a summary of the gospel. Now, the Catechism of the Catholic Church, the CCC, calls it the summary of the gospel. There's a great source of evidence for you. The summary of the whole gospel. And to extend this further, St. Augustine, he pops up everywhere in this course. St. Augustine believed all holy prayers found within it. And then another thought that might just run through your head with this one is the fact that, let me just move our screen slightly, look, the fact that it's a deep prayer. It's not a mechanical prayer. It's important because it's not mechanical. There's a meaning to it. You know, it's this thought that it helps you connect to God the Father. To God the Father. All the different types of prayer, as in asking, confession, thank you, they're all in it. Whilst it's a formulaic prayer, so whilst it's formulaic, it fits all situations. You know, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. You're having a moment of confession there. Hallowed be thy name, adoration to God. Give us this day our daily bread. Help us with what we need for the day. Every type of prayer is within it, so it can help you connect to God, whatever you need to pray for. And yes, it's formulaic, and yes, we've talked about it's shared across all of Christianity, but it fits in with everything. Now, as I say, if you want to see us answer this question fully, we do have a video on that. We'll drop a link to it on the end of this video for you. But that's what would run through our heads if that question came up in an exam.